Some people like watching on YouTube. It's pretty awesome. They like to come here. And even if they don't, oh well.
It's there for next time when they want to come back to it.
Yep. Oh, did it go live? Some people like watching on
It
YouTube.
says it's live streaming on the YouTube.
Okay, there you go. Yep. All righty. Hey everybody. Oh, I gotta hit this recording too. There we go. Hey everybody. Happy Wednesday, you guys. Hey, we're back again. Me and the awesome Michelle. We are back to, matter of fact, let me spotlight the real reason this call is so awesome. But we actually back again to come share some tips on how to be disruptive in your business, some things that we're doing. And but we also want to bring on some people from last week and kind of just see how everybody went along, with the task that we put out there. So matter of fact, is there anybody that's on live here on the Zoom that would like to just unmute and share what we did last week over this last week? Anybody on the call? Let's see. I got Marlene.
And we talked about intention and focusing our mental energy on the direction that we want to go, right? So working on those income producing activities with focused intention on what's our goal, where are we headed? And so we would love to hear from any of you who were on last week who, I see Melissa and Andrew unmuted. So Aunt, can you spotlight them and go ahead?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay, let me get my notes. Okay, so our accountability up until Thursday, because we start moving Friday, so we didn't do anything but move. But from Monday to Thursday, as far as income producing, we did a lot of posting on Instagram and Reels about Renew, and I had some people to reach out to. What was that? The packs I was holding in my hand, because I just had some music and I had 5 packs in my hand, and it was like, what is that? So I simply just said, send me a DM. And what ended up happening is that we FaceTime. They FaceTime to see, we had a conversation with a few people, and I told them about the Renew. And they were excited about it, especially a certain part that I ain't going to name. But anyway. Okay, so it sold some 5-day trial packs and got some contacts to follow up after they did the 5 days. We have a follow-up call today from last week, and we invited some ladies. Well, I invited some ladies to be on the Renew call last night. So
how is that going, Melissa, with those trial packs, the little 5?
it's going pretty good, because a lot of people have been seeing here, especially here in the local area and on Facebook, that people I'm with friends with and not friends with, through Instagram and so forth. They want to know what those packs are. And so 5 days, for $25, you can't beat it. Got 5 nights to try it.
Yeah, buddy.
Very good. Well, thank you for sharing. Marlene or Michelle, I see you on, and I know you were all both on last week. Did you, either one of you, have anything you wanted to share with us this morning?
Well, I can share that on the weekend I did, as I do just about every weekend, I officiated 5 weddings. And
wow.
So at one of the weddings, the sister of the bride was very pregnant and very puffy, and her feet were swollen and things because it was so hot. And she was tired. I'm very, very careful at weddings not to cross that line with, approaching people about my business or looking for prospects or talking about anything there, because that's not my role. And, there's times when it's not appropriate. But this young woman was having such a difficult time that I reached out and I said to her, I would love to chat with you perhaps tomorrow about something that may help you to feel a little more comfortable in your last couple of months of pregnancy in this summer heat. And she was all ears. And so we chatted the next day, and she has purchased some noni. She's interested in the elite. She's gung-ho. And when she gets back home, she wants to sit and chat about the potential, because she's going to be at home for the next few months with a new baby and things. And so she's looking for a sideline, and was quite interested. So you never know where you're going to find people, but reaching out to people and making sure you're not crossing those lines when someone is at their job or you're at yours. For me, that's always been something that I've had to be extremely careful with. And I've had so many people over the years that have said to me, oh, you meet all these brides and, you know, all these people at weddings, you've got an unlimited source of prospects. But I don't really, because I have to be so careful. And I'm sure, Michelle, when you're out doing your photography business at a wedding, you can't be approaching those guests for anything else. And that's sort of how I feel. But when there is an opportunity to help someone, I felt it was just so important to reach out. And for me, follow-up has always been my downfall. So for the past week, I've really been concentrating on that. It seemed like every call I was on in the last 10 days talked about the power of the follow-up. And so I've really been working on that in the last few days. So, and it's made a difference.
That's awesome. And excuse me, I'd love to hear you say that about how you have to be careful and navigate that with skill. And what that comes down to is just being real and being sensitive. And I think what people perceive in that, when you can just say to them, I'd love to talk to you about something that could help. Now's not the time or place, but would that be okay? And what that says to them on a couple of levels, it communicates your professionalism first and foremost, because they recognize that you see this is not the right place, but I might be able to help you. And it also says to them, oh, this person's not trying to shove something down my throat. Like they're not trying to get me to throw my credit card out on the spot.
Yeah.
And so that's brilliant, the way that you did that. And I think people will recognize, oh, you know, this person, sees a way that they might be able to serve and to help. And it changes their perception of us, I think, when we have that tact and we can say with sincerity, I might be able to help you. Let's have a conversation, but not right here, not right now. And it also creates some curiosity, because you didn't just verbal vomit on them, right? You didn't give them all of the details that they needed right there on the spot. Then they're curious and they're like, oh, I wonder what it is. And they're much more likely to pick up the phone or to show up to that Zoom call or whatever you set up with them. You know, it creates that interest and that curiosity in a very professional and tactful manner. So
I think the integrity is so important always in our business. We need to be professional about everything we're doing, and our own personal integrity and our values needs to come through in what we're doing with people. Yeah.
absolutely. I love that, Marlene. It is so very, very true. And when we operate from that perspective, when we believe truly that we have something that can benefit and serve people and truly serve them, like I want to make your life better.
Mm-hmm.
They feel that, they know that, you know, we have an innate ability to sense when someone is being genuine or when they're being insincere and just trying to get us to buy something. And people pick up on that in a very big way. And so, you know, I'm proud of you for operating your business that way. And we should each challenge ourselves to be that way on an ongoing daily basis, you know, to have that integrity where it doesn't matter if there's other people around. We choose to do the right thing because it's the right thing. And, you know, people will be drawn to that, and they will respond very positively to that. So thank you for sharing that this morning. Appreciate you.
Thank
Is there
you.
anybody else who wanted to share this morning? I see Michelle Craig with your hand up. Go ahead, hon.
I have been burnt a little bit by just giving people free product before, but I do it from time to time. And there was a lady at work that works with my husband, and she was having foot swelling. Ended up going home and found a splinter in her toe and was able to pull it out. But I'm like, okay, your foot's swollen. So I sent her a thing of MOA. Most people either get it and don't like it or don't even try it when I give them something. She tried it. She's like, oh, I like the taste of this. She's like, can I buy some more from you? Like, absolutely. We just happen to have some more. So I ended up being able to sell her like 8 of them. She loved them.
That's awesome.
And then I am finding myself talking to more people about more products that would help them. I talked to somebody about the original yesterday.
Very
So
good.
send him the link and see what's going to happen.
And Michelle, to add to that, Michelle, and you know, the way I look at it is you're not getting burnt because it's actually a way of advertising. A lot of people don't even know. Companies spend a big percentage of what they make. Matter of fact, I know, for instance, back in like 2012 or 2013, Red Bull was spending billions of dollars just on advertisements because they had to get the word out there. And so all you're doing is when you do give somebody products, you're just getting the word out there. Whether, you never know who's going to be that person like the lady you
Right.
just met, who's going to be like, hey, I like that. How can I get more? Melissa was talking about the samples she was doing with the Renew product. Same thing. You don't know. I had some people I sent, that also bought some, and some people would be like, "Oh no, it's not for me." And I'm like, "Okay." And then some people are like, "Hey, absolutely. How can I get a box? Matter of fact, can I get 2 boxes? I need one for me and my wife." You just never know. It's samples, and everybody's different. But just know that what you're doing, that's what we consider income producing activity. And you're just getting it in front of somebody. And you're leading with the product, which is absolutely amazing. And you are so awesome, Michelle. So you don't have to look at it as being burnt. It's just, hey, it wasn't for the right person.
And that's valid, Ann. That really is, because there's ways that we can do that with the samples or giving somebody a little bit of product. The MOA is a great one, Elite, Renew, the Go Time Energy, even the Noni shots, the individual little shots. Those are all products that are well suited for giving somebody a couple units as a sample to try and see how they like it. Now, some of them are ones that the body needs more time to assimilate the nutrients in them to see a significant benefit. So we should share that information with the person that we're letting try it. I want you to try this and see how you like it. And it's one of those things that, your body will need a longer time for it to fully assimilate and to see the benefit. Some things like the Renew, people see a benefit right away, or like the Elite and the Go Time, that's just initially a very enjoyable beverage to consume, right? So when it's something that the long-term health benefits happen over time, we can share that with them. Just try it and see what you think of it. And then we can get you started with it if it's something that you like, and see how your body does with it over time. And so it's the way that we kind of lead in to those conversations and present information to people when we are giving them product, or in the case of the Renew 5-packs, getting them started with a sample that they're purchasing for a lower entry point. And that kind of leads me into what we wanted to talk about today. And it's very interesting the way that these calls go and how the themes come up, because Marlene, you mentioned it, Melissa, you mentioned it, and that's the follow-up with people. And what I specifically want to talk about in regards to follow-up this morning is when a new person gets started, right? When they've ordered their product, how are we following up with them to help them get started? Because we're in this, at least we should be in this for the long term with them, to help them see a transformation in their health over the long haul. And if we just sell them some product and they're like, I'm out, enjoy, have a good life, that's terrible. We don't want to do that. We're not serving people in that way. And so I had one this last week. I told you guys about the interaction that I had at the barn at the end of last week, where I had someone make a purchasing decision with the band and some products. And the next morning, I get a message from her that says, oh my gosh, can we cancel the order? I can't afford this. It's just, I just don't think I can do this. And rather than getting upset and getting defensive and taking it personal and being like, why would you do that to me? I called her and I said, hey, let's chat about getting you situated with what works best for you. And immediately she was like, oh, whew, okay, this is not about you. That this is, you are helping me figure out what works best for me. And what I told her, because I drew it on my own personal experience, when I got started with the products, I noticed a difference right away with my health when I started taking them. But when that first, for me, it was when the first auto delivery hit. I freaked. And it wasn't even a large amount. Like I would look today at what my auto delivery is and what it was back then. And I'm like, yeah, right. Like there's no way I could get away with just that at this point. But when I first started, I had never taken any type of nutritional products, supplementation. I had never prioritized my health and taken care of my body before. And so to introduce that, I saw it as a bill. I saw it as a financial strain. And I just freaked because I didn't see the value to my health, which then translated into my energy, my focus, how I was able to care for my family. I didn't see that at the time. And so when my friend called me, or I called her rather, she sent me that message and I called her back. I shared my experience with her. I said, what you're feeling right now, that, oh my gosh, what did I just get myself into? What did I do? I felt that same exact thing. Like, I know that feeling that you're feeling right now. And so I want you to know that that's normal. It's totally okay. I'm not upset. I'm not offended by the fact that you're feeling that. And she said out loud, oh, thank goodness. Like, I feel so relieved that you understand. And then I shared with her what it did for my health and how I began to notice changes. And I felt impressed to say to her, you are worth it. Like, she was very much like me. She had never done anything to take care of her health before. And I said to her, you are worth it. Your health, your well-being, you are worth this. I'm doing this for you. And she almost started to cry. And she said, thank you. Thank you so much. I needed that. Because what we do here, there's a transaction piece of it, right? We sell products. Yes. We connect people with great things, supplements and things that make a difference. Yes. And in order for them to get it from the manufacturer into their body, there has to be a transaction. But that needs to be secondary. That needs to be almost a side note. Like it's just something we do in the process, right? That's not the goal. The transaction is not the goal. It should never be where our mind goes first, because she'd already made the transaction and she was panicking. And I told her, I said, you are worth the decision you just made. And give it a try. See what it does for you, for your body and for your well-being. And if it's something that you decide isn't working, that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to be upset because my heart is to serve and to help you feel better, to do better. And, over the course of our conversation, she was like, I appreciate that. Yes, that makes sense. And then I broke it down for her on a daily amount. She's like, I just can't afford it. And I said, if you think about it from a day by day, what you just ordered, it's about $6 a day. And she goes, oh, well, when you put it that way, like, that's not that bad. Yeah. Sometimes when we look at the totality of it, right? Like, we talk about the totality of our goals. How big is it that we're working towards that huge goal or that big team? If we look at the magnitude of the whole thing, sometimes it's too much. We just can't get there from here. But when we break it down to the little pieces, we look at it and we say, $6 a day, like, that's nothing. I would spend that going through a drive-through or going to the store to pick up a couple of things. Like, it's $6 is nothing. And so when we have the heart of service with follow-up, whether it's a new customer or a new brand partner, that helps them to shift their perspective. Because this business is a growth business. It is a personal growth business in a big, big way. And that starts with a perspective shift. And so when we can help people to have that perspective shift in a place, coming from a place of service, of benefiting them, of helping them, it will change the way that they perceive our products, our company, the business as a whole. And they're going to be much more willing to participate in what we're doing, what we're enjoying, because they see that integrity that Marlene talked about, that they know, oh, they're not just after my money. Like, they're not just trying to get me to spend a lot of money with their company. She actually cares. And so, I just wanted to touch on that this morning as we're beginning to do more of that income producing activity. We're bringing in more customers, more brand partners. We're seeing them start to order products that we're excited about. Call them, follow up with them, find out what questions do you have, because sometimes people don't know how to take it. They don't know what to do with it. So it sits in the box, right? But when we will just follow up, a few days out and go, hey, I'm thinking you probably got your box of goodies by now. What questions can I answer for you? That's just one level of service. It's a very simple, small thing, but it's one aspect of service where we're creating touch points. We're building relationship with them, and we're helping set them up for success, which is what we want. We want them to be successful. We want them to experience positive results. And that process starts with us with a heart of service that says, let me help you start well. Because when they start well, they will continue. They will see the benefit and choose that for themselves and begin to realize, I am worth it. My health is worth it. My family is worth me feeling good so that I can be present with them. So I know you were going to tag on to that with your thoughts on that follow-up and that customer service. So I can't wait to hear what you have to share.
Absolutely. And those were amazing just to hear, like you said, the follow-up and adding to that, you guys. And see, I want to add just a little bit to it because Michelle did an amazing job. And it's pretty much, you guys, that is how you start good habits. A lot of people think about the future and think about this and think about this that they want. But in actuality, they'd be like, this is the future I want. Well, I'm going to tell you this. You don't decide your future. You decide your habits. And your habits decide your future. Those are good habits to add in, you guys. Following up and making sure your customer service, that's pretty much customer service. Your customer service skills need to be, if there's something you need to have a 10 out of 10. You, like Michelle said, when a new customer orders, you need to call them. You know, it takes 3 or 4 days for them to get the products, or 5 days, depending on what part of the country, what part of the world they're in. Call them. Say, hey, I was just checking, Melissa, to see, did your products make it in? Oh, awesome. Little things like that go a long way. There's people that's going to stick around with you. There's several ways that people stick around with you. You help them make their first $100-200, or 300 to 500 bucks. They probably stick around with you on average now an extra 2 to 4 years. Just they'll keep on ordering because they made some money on that standpoint. But also for your customers, if you check on them and you see how they're doing, and you maybe our reports will show us what week somebody's auto subscription is going to go off on. Well, okay, you pull it up and make sure you call them, so it just won't be taken at their account like it happened to Michelle, and she was like, oh, what is this? But it allows you to get that with somebody and have that understanding, and it just shows them, and you're building that trust, and you'll build relationships and friendships for life. By just doing those little things like that. No, like Michelle said, nobody likes that salesy person. Matter of fact, think about when you go to buy a new car. Anybody ever bought a new car? And you got that car salesman that just, oh, you should buy this. This is the one you should buy. Instead of just asking you what you truly want, like Michelle went back and, oh, let's find out what you would want. And so that is what you should do here. Allow people to choose that, and you build that. Those skills right there can take you as far as you want. A lot of people always say, well, Ed, you're always so happy. Well, people skills is something I studied for when I first got into this industry, and it's something I'm so very thankful. I read out of a book, my very first book I ever read from front to back. I'm gonna be honest, growing up, I didn't like to read, you guys. So, but I got recommended this book, and I was like, oh, wow. I'll never forget, it was First Steps to Wealth by Danny Johnson. And so as I was reading it, one section in there was about people skills. And she was just talking about how you got to be able to adapt and, be able to talk to people. And I was like, wow, that's something they should be teaching in school. People skills, because you should be able to talk to anybody. You should be able to adapt to anybody and everybody that's out there. Regardless of where they come from, you should be able to adapt and talk to them. But following up, and I just wanted to give some tips there, following up, like I said, the day that they be shipped on, like Michelle said, calling them to share with them, remind them on how to utilize the products. A lot of the products, come with things, and then following up, not just that day, but following up, if it's a customer, maybe following up later on that week. They tried it for 7 days. Maybe you should give them a call, just see how it's going. Maybe you should call them again in 14 days. See, because then when you're doing that, think about it. When you buy something online, matter of fact, Amazon is real good at their follow-up process. When you buy something online, they send you a nice little email and just ask you how to go. Do you like this product? Is there something we could do for it? But think about it also, Apple does the same thing. If you think about the major companies and work they're doing, think about that, how you can utilize that into your business. And again, this is a business. So it's not a job, even though you should treat it like a job, because I think if a lot of people treated it more like a job, they'll be more wealthy, because when your job tells you to be there from 8 to 5, you're there from 8 to 5. You don't, oh, well, no, I need 8 to 3 because I got to do this. No, if your job told you that, I mean, Michelle, I know it's hard for you, but because you haven't probably worked for nobody in a while, and it's been a while, but think about it. When you did have a job, when they told you to be somewhere, you were there. So think about it like that with your business. Do the same thing. How can I utilize those tactics, with in my business? How can I get better at customer service? How can I be more of service to the people that do want to buy products from you or do want to join the business? And when one of my mentors said this a long time ago, when you quit worrying about your bills and help other people pay their bills, your bills will disappear. I always remember that. When you quit worrying about your health and not quit worrying about it, but when you really put that focus in on helping other people level up their health, your health would also level up because you'll be more excited about doing the things because now you're seeing friends lose the weight. Now you're seeing, People, and again, we don't cure, treat, diagnose anything, but you'll start to see people feel better and do better. And that will, that will impact you to want to do more. And see, you just got to get good at that, you guys. Get real good at servicing other people, you guys. Get real, just whatever you do, don't go to sleep without, definitely if somebody bought something from you or they joined your team. I love saying that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, because I want people to know that this ain't the traditional business. It's like a partnership. We're doing this together. And the only way you used to see the network marketing anyway is helping the other people. So if you have joined New Age or joined any new network marketing company, if you're watching this on YouTube and just ran across this, it doesn't matter what company you join. Guess what? You got to service other people. You don't make it to the top of your company. You don't make money in this industry by not helping other people. The only way I make money is by helping Michelle make money. Michelle has to make money. Michelle has to feel better. Michelle has to, okay, well, how can I figure out the way to, if Michelle wants this, how can I figure out a way to put money into her pocket? She just wants an extra $500 a month. Okay, well, I need to figure out, I need to draw whatever my comp plan, $500 a month. Okay, so this is how you make $500 a month. We're going to do it together. When you start servicing other people, you will watch the other Michelle share her story here earlier, how she was giving out samples. That's how you grow your business. And you just continue to follow up with people just like that. And I promise you, eventually the seed will fall on good ground. It always does. Definitely when you're trying to be a blessing to other people, it never fails, you guys. And if there's one secret I can give you is just get real good at servicing other people. That's servicing other people. Find a way to service them. And for service to many leads to greatness. And that comes from the good book. Find a way to serve his people. I promise you, you would thank yourself later on. You serve his people and you'll watch blessings start to come from all over because you are serving his people. And so that's all I can really say, you guys. That's my tip for you guys on that. Following up is very, very key. And just communication is very key as well. Being available for your people is that all ties into this. I ain't saying that you gotta be 24/7, but at least if you let them know, hey, I'm working from 8 to 5, but I'm available from 5 to 9. And if you do reach out to me, if I don't answer, I always tell people that all the time. Hey, if I don't answer, it's just because I'm on the other line. And I will get back with you. So having that line of communication and being able to do that with people, it will take you a long way. People will respect you. People will refer more people to you. People want to grow big businesses. Trust me, they'll start referring more people to you because of your service, the way you make them feel. People don't buy things. They buy you. They buy you. You heard Michelle talk about the energy. They buy you. Your energy is what's contagious. So if you're having a bad day, I encourage you not to call nobody because you're having a bad day. Your attitude and your energy level is not where it needs to be. Maybe you got to listen to your favorite music. Maybe you got to do whatever you got to do to get your energy levels back up. Maybe you got to go dance with your husband, your spouse, something like that. You got to do something that's going to liven you up. And then you make that call and then watch the difference. Watch the difference. Go take a walk. Go relax. Go sit by the water. If you stay by the water, go look at the mountains. You do something to relax your mind and then make that call and watch. And watch how the energy level will definitely help out when you make that call, when you do that follow up, when you do that Facebook Live, Instagram Live, whatever it is that you're doing. It's contagious and people will start to ask. I end with this, but that energy level, since it's hit my mind. I had a lady that just told me that. This is a lady that's within our company, has, when you look at her social media, you're like, oh, wow. And, that's how she builds her business is online. She's from overseas and that's how she builds it. But she said, Aunt, you're better than me because your energy level is people's contagious to it, And I'm like, oh, I never thought of it like that. She's like, yeah, people want to be around you. And so how can you become better? I just heard this about Melissa and Andrew. You know, they're just contagious. People want to be around them, you know, and when you have that, when people start saying that about you, you're on the right path. You just got to do it. And how do you do that? You service other people. Figure it out. Find a way to serve other people. For service to many leads to greatness, you guys. So, Michelle, did you have anything you wanted to end off with?
No, that's it, guys. Just go about your week looking for those opportunities. Find them, and if they don't come, you know, just like cross your path, go out of your way to find someone to serve, to help, to show them that you love them, and remind people that they're worth it. See them as people. Let them know you see them, you love them, they are worth it. Come at your business and everything you do with a heart to serve and put others first, and you'll grow. You'll be blessed in ways that you can't even imagine. So thank you guys for blessing us with your presence every week on our call. We love that. We appreciate you. Aunt, go ahead and let everybody unmute. Y'all can say goodbye, and we appreciate you. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful week. Great Wednesday.
Awesome training, y'all. Thanks, Michelle, and
Thank you.